It's Block Lounge Entertainment, and the time is right with T-Pre.
I'm not going to be long at all with what I have to say, but shout out to everybody who will catch the replay and those of you who are currently in the building right now. Listen, I've heard a lot of different commentary and a lot of different things happening back and forth. There seems to be some double sides to this. One side is saying, everything that we saw on Ray Trigg's video yesterday that Shakem had shared was crazy. There are some newer people to the sector and some others who are old school, who have been around for a while and have been on that other side, that are trying to defend the issue. Here's the thing I have to say, and I want to make myself very clear to what I said. Nobody, from what I've seen, has called Ray Triggs a pedophile, okay? What we said was the behavior was questionable, okay? Anyone who has a child and there are grown men talking about where that child sleeps, and particularly saying that and constantly bringing up the likeness of that child over and over again, if it's brought to your attention and it's something that's brought out to your attention, that is something you may or may not want to speak on. I chose to speak on that situation because that child is innocent, as I have done in the past for other people's children as well. Okay. Now, just because we may not all see what someone is saying in regards to a situation, you may not always catch a chat room, you may not always catch a behind the scenes conversation, doesn't mean that those conversations don't take place. Okay. But it is not the responsibility of the sector to run around policing everybody. It's just not. Okay. Whether, we want that to be that way or not. We can choose to speak on a situation or not speak on a situation if we choose to. And what we're not going to do is, if we choose to speak on a situation, now we're going to be held to the fire to speak on every situation. Okay. Because this is what you think is appropriate. So here's what I have to say, because I listened to you Breaking the Culture this morning on your video, and you talked about Dr. Nikki. And I saw Dr. Nikki's message to you yesterday. I saw that. And I see your message to her today. All right. Now, I also saw your message to her yesterday. Okay. Where, you had tried to, and I saw this through Shakem's channel, where you had tried to share Ray Trigg's video trying to get me to come to his degenerate channel. Right. So in that message of you sharing that video, you mentioned like 4 people in the sector. Okay. It was Shakem, it was Carrie Ann, it was Let Me See Your Transcript, and it was Dr. Nikki. And you mentioned in there that because they had allegedly talked about your children, that they were now responsible for and should be held to the same fire as Ray Triggs was being held to. Right. This was according to what you were saying. So, what I understand from that is that at one time, what you had told me about, Carrie Ann had mentioned how your child, she had mentioned your child in a negative light, saying, are you going to teach your child how to be a prostitute like your mom was, or like you are, and that allegedly Carrie Ann said that. I don't know, because I wasn't there. I heard you tell me that. I can only go by your word, right? I don't watch Carrie Ann, so I don't know. But I went by your word. And yes, I told you that would be wrong if somebody's saying that. You had a problem with the fact that Nikki was in her chat room, even though you don't watch Carrie Ann. You don't like Carrie Ann, so I don't even know why you'd be combing through Carrie Ann's chat rooms to see who's in there. But you said that you witnessed Nikki in her chat room and she was cheering on, quote unquote, whatever Carrie Ann was saying, right? This is your words. Now, I wasn't there because I don't watch Carrie Ann. I'm not interested in what Carrie Ann has to say. I could care less what Carrie Ann is saying. So therefore, I would never know who's in her chat and who's talking and who's saying what unless I was present, right? And it would be kind of silly of me to be present considering the fact that I don't fool with this woman. So why should I, get myself all worked up and upset over whatever she has to say? Secondly, she doesn't have any effect over my life. So it really doesn't matter what her opinion is, right? Like I said before, everyone has an opinion. People, opinions are like assholes. Everybody has one. Okay. So if you run around fighting everybody's opinion, you'll find yourself exhausted mentally, emotionally, physically, and spiritually. And there's no reason to fight everybody's opinion because honestly, your life speaks for itself, right? That's somebody who has high self-esteem, somebody who doesn't care what other people's opinions are of them. It really doesn't matter what they say and what they do. Oftentimes, you and I had conversations like that, right? In regards to building the brand, because we knew that we were going to come up against a bunch of fuck shit. We knew we had people that were going to talk trash about both of us, that were going to try to come between us, that were going to try to say all types of stuff to us, right? And we had to put on kind of a cloak of armor, okay? Because regardless of what people say, we had to be able to take those darts and still keep moving. But that didn't happen in this case. And, we can talk about that at another time. Either way, the point is, why upset yourself with what other people have to say, right? And with what other people think about you? Because it really doesn't matter what they think or what they say, even if they don't like you. And as you said, you don't care if they like you. You don't care how they feel. So then why are we still going back and forth with this? Because see, yesterday's video that I made was me. I've said this a million times. The women of the sector do not run in a monolith. We all have our own thought processes. We all have our own thinking. I did not get any battery put in my back. There was nobody telling me what I needed to say or nothing. But somehow what I said yesterday, what I said was linked to Dr. Nikki, Carrie Ann, and Let Me See Your Transcript, and Shakim Ra. And it had nothing to do with them. This was my thoughts. It was 6 o'clock in the morning. I put that up yesterday because that was my thinking. That was my opinion. And that was what I wanted to say. So if you have an issue with what I said, you can say something to me and I can gladly tell you why I said what I said. And I'm going to do that in just a moment, since you're asking, even though you didn't ask me. But I don't understand how my video and what I said about Ray sparked what you're saying about Nikki, what you're saying about Carrie Ann, what you're saying about Let Me See Your Transcript. How is that connected to, how are those three women connected to what happened with Corey Slater and Marie Slater and their child and Ray Triggs? See, that's what we meant when we said everything is not about you all the time, okay? It's not always about you. Everything is not about turning something back to how can I get this story back on me? Because that's literally what it looks like you're trying to do. Because I made a video, and after my video, you went, shared Ray's video, and posted that message and put those ladies' names in that message and put Shakim's name in that message. This is why Dr. Nikki said something back to you. And now you're back this morning with the same thing. You keep picking on me. You keep coming for me. But at the same time, and I don't know, I'm not getting in the middle of that. But at the same time, yesterday is what we're talking about. I made a video. I gave my opinion on how that situation looked and how that situation needs to be handled by Ray. He decided to jump out the window and thought he was going to call me out over his bullshit. And sir, he's not going to summons me to come answer to him about his bullshit. That's just the bottom line. Like, period. I don't owe him an explanation, and I don't owe him a motherfucking thing. I can say what I want to say on my channel. If he chooses to tune in and watch, that's his business. I don't watch his shit. The only reason I knew what he was saying is because Shakim showed it. Shakim played it. That's how I knew. So I gave an opinion on what I saw, and I have the right to do that. This is an opinion channel. This is a gossip channel, okay? Like Black Lounge Divine is that. So we talk about news. We talk about what's going on. And I chose to talk about what was going on, just like anybody else in this sector. I'm not about to shut my mouth and be quiet because somebody of his friends, including you, Breaking, doesn't like what I'm saying. You understand what I'm saying? I think you know me by now, that you know I don't have a problem speaking up and speaking my mind about something. Okay? So I want you to understand the difference in what happened with that. Now, I'm not talking about what you and Nikki going through in y'all personal beef or whatever, y'all personal kerfuffle. I'm talking about how do you link what I said yesterday to Nikki and to Let Me See Your Transcript and to Carrie Ann. I was speaking on that situation. Nikki, Carrie Ann, and Let Me See Your Transcript and Shakim Ra had absolutely nothing to do with Marie Slater and Corey Slater and their daughter. And again, like I said, for the new people in the sector, Miss Murph, nobody is saying you can't have an opinion, ma'am. You can have an opinion like everybody else, but at least have an educated opinion, because y'all's opinions are very uneducated. As Corey showed y'all last night, how long this situation has been going on. This situation with the child and the child being taunted and them going through this situation over their child has been going on for over a year. It's been a year and a half. So while you guys are jumping on a bandwagon and taking sides on a situation and rewriting history of what really happened and then adding new people to it, you don't know what you're talking about. And I've told you, and I've tried to tell you this, Breaking, behind the scenes, because I've considered you an actual friend. While you're sitting here telling everybody that I'm trying to paint this picture that I've done you so wrong, in all honesty, behind the scenes and even in front of the scenes, I've gotten much more pushback on protecting you, okay? On actually making sure that everybody is not aware of everything that I see. And I still don't have to put everything on Front Street. But at the end of the day, if you have a particular problem with something that I said, you can talk to me about it, because this is my thoughts. This is not Nikki's thoughts. These are not Let Me See Your Transcripts thoughts. These are not Carrie's thoughts. These are not Shakim's thoughts. These were mine and mine alone. And I stand 10 toes on what I said. This is why I didn't have to be summoned to this bitch ass nigga's motherfucking channel to tell him anything, because I don't care what he thinks about what I said. At the end of the day, if it wasn't inappropriate, he wouldn't have removed it. It would still be there, because none of my videos are removed. They're all there. So I just wanted to say that to you. I hope that y'all ladies can clear this up and clean this up. I don't know. But I'm going to need you to stop grouping everybody together. I'm going to need you to stop making everything about you, because everything is not about you, Drea. It just ain't. Like, whether you wanted to make it about you, whether somehow you got to force it to be about you, whether somehow you got to put yourself in it, you are not involved in this particular part of the situation. And I have the right to call out whoever the fuck I want to. I have the right to speak on whoever I want to, just like you do, right? I don't give you pushback on what you got to say to Nikki and what you got to say to this, because it doesn't matter. That's how you feel. That's not going to make me less of a friend to her because that's how you feel. You have the right to say what you want, right? So do I. You don't have the right to control what I say, how I say it, and who I say it to. So if you're offended, you just offended. But not one time did I say this man is a pedophile. What I did say is this is pedophile-like behavior. for asking a grown-ass man having a full-length conversation with other grown-ass men about somebody else's little girl. That is a problem, ma'am. Period. Whether you agree because it's your friend or not. And I'm going to speak on it. And I don't care if you like it. I didn't ask you for your permission. I didn't ask anybody for their permission. But since you didn't mention me in that one particular part, you just shared Ray's video and said others and they need to be called out. I guess you were speaking on me and you just didn't put my name on it. But me and these women are not the same. Yes, me and Dr. Nikki is cool. That's my baby. I fucks with her. But we don't agree on everything. She don't agree with me on everything. I don't agree with her on everything. But we don't have to fall out in front of the sector. We don't have to talk about it with y'all and get y'all approval. You understand? See, we can have relationships with one another and still come on these YouTube streets and be on these YouTube streets, and it is what it is. And there's no issue or no feeling about somebody being in somebody's chat or something stupid like that. I've got several of y'all like that I talk to. And none of us think exactly alike. We have different thoughts. We have different opinions. And we can sometimes agree to disagree. And sometimes we agree on the same fucking shit. Because that's what adults do. Period. And nobody is going to check my thoughts and tell me what I'm going to say and what I'm not going to say and how I'm going to say it and who I'm going to say it to. Like I said, anybody got a problem with what I said can pull up in real life. And that's just that. Anybody got an issue with what I'm doing can pull up in real life. And that's just that. I'm not going to go back and forth with you bitches on YouTube. I'm not going to go back and forth with how you feel and your emotions and your feelings and what you think somebody should have did and should have said and should have done, and I'm not a friend and all. I don't give a fuck. I don't. And again, I am in control of who the fuck I am and what the fuck I say. And it ain't a damn thing anybody can say, threaten me with, run over top of somebody's head, or none of that shit that's going to shut my motherfucking mouth. You don't like what I'm saying? Tune the fuck out. Because every time you click on that button to hit Black Lounge, a bitch gets paid, okay? Just letting you know. So I'm going to speak anytime I motherfucking want to, and I'm going to give any opinion I want to. And don't group my opinions with anybody else, because I can stand 10 toes on what I say by myself, and I can back up what I say. I hope I made myself very clear to everybody. And let me go ahead and read these chats. What's happening, y'all? I appreciate y'all being in the building. Shout out to Karma52. I appreciate you. You said hello again, T. Pre. Hey, Clark, you said good morning, Miss T. Pre. Hey, Pastor Vic, I appreciate you being in the building. You said Triggs did not say anything about their child. He definitely did. He definitely did, and they showed the evidence of it. So if you didn't see it, that's fine. But I know damn well he did, and he did it multiple times, and he did multiple things and said multiple things. It's all over Corey's wall. So you can choose to go look or choose not to. It's up to you. But the evidence is there, and all of us have seen it. You said, hey, Ms. Murph, you said, I'm here, Ms. T. Pre. Since I'm new to the sector, I can only speak to what I see and hear. Exactly, Ms. Murph. And that's my point to you. Okay? You can only see and speak to what you see and what you hear. But little do you know, there is a plethora of information that is from the past that affects today. This is the part that some of the newer people in the sector don't understand. So while you're forming opinions and forming new narratives based off of just what you see and what you hear today, you don't understand how that affects what happened in the past, because the past is why we're seeing what's happening today. So when I don't know about a situation, I'm just giving you an example of me. When I'm not aware fully of a situation, I don't say anything. I will sit back, relax, and watch. I'm in other sectors too. I go around plenty of places, okay? And I don't always know the full story. So I sit back and I observe and I just let whatever's going on go on. And I don't take sides because I might turn out to be the ass if I start taking sides and I don't know what I'm talking about. So that's what I'm saying to you. You tend to get offended when I say that and you don't understand. This is not a shot at you. It's literally you're new to this sector and you're not aware of all the past players. You're not aware of all the situations that took place. Some of those videos aren't available. Some of those things are down. Some of those content creators don't come out anymore. There's a lot of factors that play into this situation. So you cannot base an opinion based off of this little bit of information that you're getting now. And you got to understand that there are players that have been around since then that want to rewrite history, and they've been doing that. And they're successfully doing it with people like you. So, yeah. Shout out to Shakim. I appreciate you being in the building. You said, let me be clear. It's not me. It's about y'all picking and choosing what y'all call out. So breaking the culture, I can do that because I am a motherfucking adult, honey. I can choose and pick and choose what I want to call out. I don't have to call out every single situation in the fucking world. I don't have to jump down everybody's case in the world. And sometimes I don't know about the situation. Okay? Why? Because I work. Because I take care of my kids. Because I'm out here handling business. Okay? I don't know everything that's going on YouTube 24 hours a day. So if there is somebody that's talking about their kids or somebody doing something, I might not know about it. But whatever was brought to my attention and I feel that I want to talk about as a 44-year-old woman with a 26-year-old daughter and younger kids, the oldest child being 26, I can do what the fuck I want to do. And if that offends somebody, oh well. Like, oh the fuck well, just like you can. You don't have to call out every single thing that is wrong, right? Like AAS is always doxing somebody in this sector. Like Rev G is constantly doxing people in this sector. Those are your friends. You have made that very clear to the sector that those are your friends and you fuck with them, okay? And you cool with them. So does everybody have to jump down your throat about you not calling them out for their fuck shit? No, they don't. Why? Because you are grown. You don't have to call out everybody's bullshit. You just don't. You can call out whatever you choose or not. There's no difference between you and anybody else in this sector. And I've told you this privately, and now I'm telling you publicly. You said she didn't care, unfortunately. Hey, Clark, I appreciate you. You said she didn't care, unfortunately, and she knows it had nothing to do with them. This is the narrative she wants to spin, and you know people will gobble it up. And that's the way it seems. And a lot of times I have done my best to try to protect you with shit like that, Breaking, by telling you this is how you'll be perceived in doing stuff like that because you're new. You haven't been around long enough to make like solid opinions about this stuff because you haven't been here. You don't know the past history. That's exactly what I told you. You said Ray Triggs isn't the one who said anything about the child's bed, and that's not true either. He already showed it. You said, I even said it's not about me. It's about picking and choosing what's called out. And again, we have the right to do that, just like you pick and choose what you call out, right? Don't you pick and choose what you call out, Breaking. Like, please stop it. Please stop acting like you are not friends with the fucking arch enemies of this sector. Please. Like, just because you might see these people around Anti and Rev G now, go look back a year ago who these two motherfuckers were talking about, who they were targeting, because Alan Logic has been putting it out there. He got the evidence of it. He got the text messages, the emails, everything of this woman coming for the same people that she supports now, the same people that she fuck with now. So when you talk about picking and choosing, You got to look at the full picture. Yes, I can pick and choose who I'm going to talk about and who I'm not, just like you. But what's the difference between you and me? Not understanding. Not understanding. You said bad joke. Okay. Well, what about his video his video was attacking the child. Exactly. His video, he has videos attacking children. And whether you say bad joke, okay. So, okay, that's your opinion, right? But that's not how I took it, because I know the history. Just like everybody else in the sector knows the history, except the new people. Y'all don't know. You said, why talk about a child in the first place? Exactly. It don't matter whose children, right? Because I don't agree with what Carrie Ann said about breaking the culture's child. I don't agree with that shit. Never agreed with it. And I told you that privately. I just don't talk to that bitch to say anything about it. But I definitely don't agree with it. Absolutely. So why are we talking about anybody's fucking kids? Period. But why do we have to run around on campaigns every time somebody says something? You said he called a 2-year-old a suspect outside a crime scene. Exactly. And still kept going on and on and on. And then asking where the bed is. We need to see her bed and all this other bullshit. Then you got video pictures of babies getting their diaper changed with their legs open. That shit is inappropriate and very pedophile-like. Whether he's a pedophile or not, this is that type of behavior, in my opinion. And nigga, I don't give a fuck if you don't like it. Change your behavior. You said they're still trying to justify that shit, right? Clark, 1 point. Hey, keeping it plain, I appreciate you being in the building. Miss Murph, you said if you actually watch the video, the suspect was a black shape, not justifying anything, just clarifying. But you can't clarify something. Like, I hear what you're talking about this video. This video is like surface level compared to the shit that the Slaters have been through over their child in this sector. So again, you don't know what you're talking about, clarifying and all this. You're trying to clarify. You want to clarify? Go back in the history. That's it. That's the only clarification you can get. And who the fuck cares, right? Facts. You said, and no one can check me either. I'm entitled to my opinion like everyone else. I just like things to be fair. But you can't say you like things to be fair if you don't know the full story. Like, what you mean? You only coming by half a story and then saying, oh, this got to be fair. Like, go by. You said the fact that he took down the video says a lot. I have the video screen recorded, though, where he took the video from Corey's channel. Thank you. He took videos of their child from their channel. And he was talking about their child, their 2-year-old. And here y'all are caping and justifying this shit. Don't make no goddamn sense. You said, why do they feel the need to defend a troll? They don't even know this dude. Exactly. They don't know what he is. And that's facts. You said maybe they do know him. Right. Why are you here since you can't stand a bitch? You said the video was never taken down, Shay. It's on my video upload tab. Well, we don't see the video, okay? And yes, you took all your live streams down where you were talking about these people's children. So cut it the fuck out. Glad you're not offended. And you said, Shuck and Rob, maybe they know who he is. Maybe they do. Maybe they do. Clark 100. You said the harassment of Corey is over a year's worth of live streams. You can't catch up now. Yeah, because he got them all. A lot of these live streams that have happened are all on private and so forth. Like, it's ridiculous. So they can rewrite history. You said, Shakem, I'm not defending him. The problem to me is the narrative being spun is inaccurate. But how do you know that? How do you... Oh my God. Ms. Murph, it's like talking to a brick wall with you. How do you know what's inaccurate if you haven't been the fuck here? If you haven't been here to know what the history is, how could you say what's accurate and inaccurate? You're only speaking on what you see. And when somebody tells you that, you just ignore that and say, no, I don't want to hear that. I'm just going by what I'm seeing in front of me. Okay, that's your opinion. But don't come at me over my opinions and come at me over what I choose, because I am fully educated on this situation. period. You said, Miss Murph, do you have pictures of other people's children on your computer? Exactly, because I don't. Facts. Listen, let me do this with you because I don't even like you. And I don't come to your channel. I don't know why you're here. I don't know why you're interested in what the fuck I got to say, but you can suck somebody's dick, sir. Okay? Stop coming over here. I don't give a fuck. You don't get to come over here and just say what you want. Like I didn't come to your channel. Why the fuck are you here in mine? You said, Shakim, do you know that Ray Triggs does? That's between y'all two. Yeah, that's y'all conversation. You said, Miss Murph, I have proof. You can check my channel and make your own judgment. Exactly. But they choose not to check in other spaces. They want to stay in one space and stay in one place and make decisions based off of that one space and that one place. No. You said, I've talked to multiple criminology majors and they said those photos are disturbing. Facts. You said, facts, T-Pre. I have been in this sector for a while, and this shit is like a merry-go-round. Exactly. And niggas just don't know what they be talking about. You said, it's a bad joke, quote unquote, is a way to diminish the disrespect of an innocent baby. Exactly. You said, Miss T-Pre, it's fine for folks to pick and choose who they want to call out. That is what it is. But some folks put a fake justification as to why they do. And how do you know it's a fake justification if you haven't been around? How do you know what their reason is for it? You came up with that narrative just now, literally, just came up with that. But some folks put a fake justification. Who? And how do you know that? Again, if you have not been around for the history, bottom line. You said, what's up, my opinion? You said, I've been here since before some of y'all had channels. So many lies all over the sector. Y'all know this is bull. And again, you're another one of those people who runs around and you're biased to certain people and you're biased to what people say. So you might like certain people or not like certain people. And so you give opinions based off of your feelings, like everybody else. But what is the difference between you and me, since you've been around here for so goddamn long? I'll wait. You said, Triggs, that's not a good look, bro. Exactly. And that's all niggas was saying. And he took it to left field and 30,000 years around the sea. Like, that's what the fuck he chose to do. Ain't nobody kissing that nigga ass because he decided to fuck up. You said, Shakim, wouldn't you have to have access to his computer for proof? Well, Miss Murph, again, I do agree with that. Like, I can't say he has all these photos on his computer. What I can say is he has pulled up multiple photos like that on his computer, and that can be traced if somebody said something. I don't know why anybody would, but that's what Shakim is saying. You said, wait a minute, so Ray Triggs is paying the price for what others did to the Slaters? Ray Triggs has also done these things with the Slaters. This is the part, again, Miss Murph, not knowing your history, you don't know. Okay? You don't know because you have not been around. Hello? You said, Miss Murph, he posted an entire collage of babies getting their diapers changed. Exactly. And that is some very questionable behavior. Bottom line. You said Triggs talking about and showing a baby. Exactly. Scrubbing evidence is something a guilty person would do. Mm-hmm. Yep. Who's yelling at you? I'm speaking. This is how I talk. You don't like what I'm saying? I don't know what to tell you. You ain't got to come. You really don't. You really don't. You said, Miss Murph, you are defending him. It would be more compelling if you admitted it instead of playing word salad. Exactly. That part. You said, it's hypocrisy for me. No one was this upset when they talked about Smoke Son or me and my son. But who says that no one was? Again, who says no one was? Because I actually made a video about that. Hello, Waze. That's how me and mine fell out. Because I told Corey that shit was wrong, and I told her she was wrong with how she's handling it. So again, you niggas always swear y'all know all the history of the sector. Y'all know everything that goes on, and you don't. I called that shit out months ago. I said something about it months ago. So again, niggas don't know what they talking about, but they want to run around here creating narratives and making things what they want it to be. And y'all don't know what y'all talking about. I'll put a link to the video in my description box so y'all can see that I did say something about that to Corey. And Corey responded to me on that video. And me and Mines responded by feeling some type of way because I told the bitch, if somebody is really doing something to your kid, call the police. That's what I said. So again, niggas don't know what they talking about. You said, well, you said, I'm not coming at you. I always have questions. I don't discriminate or take sides. You 100% take sides. Miss Murph, you 100% take sides, and you are always biased in a situation. Let's stop pretending, ma'am. We're not doing that. You said every situation is different and doesn't need to be compared. Smoke was attacked by Flacco, not me. You said, Shakim, at Shakim, a child is a child regardless. Kids should be off limits. 100%. I 100% agree. This is why, Waze, you should go look at Secktah history because you don't know what you're talking about. Just in the little thing you said right here. You didn't know what you were talking about. You said Smoke doesn't have a 2-year-old. You said, I don't talk shit about folks, lie, or jump around. I don't know. I do see you sometimes, but I don't really see you around like that. But sometimes I see you, with different opinions. But I particularly be seeing Miss Murph all the time, always giving an opinion about something. And this bitch don't know what the fuck she talking about. Hey, keeping it plain. I appreciate you for the $20 super chat. You said tea pre-coffee on me this morning. Enjoy. Shout out to you, and I appreciate that. Shakim says, apples to oranges. Let me talk about everybody else instead of the issues with Triggs and Corey. It's a way to deflect. It really looks like that. That's the way it looked to me. I mean, does it look like that to you when, we're talking about apples to oranges type of situation? At the bottom line is like, it's just different. It's not the same. Okay. And again, you don't know what conversations people have had behind the scenes, what people have said in chats, what people have said in email. You don't know. You just assume because somebody didn't jump out the window caping for you. Oh, let me cape for this person. Y'all niggas feel like y'all need to do that. Everybody don't have to fucking do that. And at the end of the day, right is right and wrong is wrong, and enough is a fucking enough. You done already talked about this child being a suspect at a crime and all this. Now you asking where this baby sleeping at, where her bed is, and what bed you asking them questions? Niggas, stop it. Yeah, I'm gonna say something about that. You said Miss Murph doesn't want to know anything. She's just here to cape for Triggs. Like, okay. Okay. You said, Shakim, I don't cape for anyone. You said, did you stand up for Corey when his kids were called mutts? Right. Right. Where's all the standing up for that? Right. See, y'all don't even know about that because y'all weren't there. Hello. Let's be honest. The Secktah is an interactive soap opera. Yep. And what do you do with soap operas, Miss Murph? You watch it, right? You fucking watch. You said I was up being nosy. Okay. Shakim, you said you are definitely biased. I saw you talking shit about me last night for no reason, in my opinion. You said, well, okay, you can have your opinion. I'm not offended. I'm very glad you're not offended. Thank you. You said most sectors are like soap operas. Exactly. All these sectors are like that. But everybody's not jumping out, giving opinions and rewriting history and telling everybody else how it really went. And you weren't the fuck there. Period. Period, Pooh. You said, I understand things wrong. Am I understanding things wrong? Yep, you are. You said that message was for Miss Murph, not my opinion. She's always getting her life when people talk shit about me, but we can't have an opinion on Triggs. Mm-hmm. You said, now I'm a bitch. Okay, you can have your opinion. I'm still not offended. I'm glad, bitch. You said they've been worried about that baby's bed for months. Exactly. They've been talking about this shit for months and months and months. Like y'all niggas don't know what y'all talking about. Probably because you're not always there. Like everybody else is not always there. Okay. So therefore, why are you making an opinion about it? Like, hello? You said okay. He said, again, I don't talk shit. I laugh, react, and I may give my opinion. Now, that's how most of us are out here. But for some reason, we being policed on giving our opinion. We being policed on reacting or laughing or being there or being in a chat. And how dare we in a chat and all this bullshit. Like we fucking 2-year-olds out this bitch. You said, Miss Murph, no. You said, Shakim, I get it now because I laugh at the green screen. You think I don't like you, but don't forget I give you kudos when I see it. Huh, Miss Murph? There you go. You laugh at the green screen, right? So do I. Me and Shakim laugh and joke about all type of shit all the time. Even our own fucking jokes on each other. Okay? But we're not out here in other places acting like we're making a different opinion about this person and we got this, like, just that's what you do. You do that. You're very messy. Be honest. Like, just keep it real with yourself. You said, Miss Murph, can you tell me one more thing Triggs has done that you don't agree with? I'll wait. Exactly. Anything that the trolls do is so agreeable, but anybody else, it's like, you know, we got to be held to the moral police for anything we say and do. Ridiculous. You said, I've never seen so many people try to defend a child being disrespected. Like, right. Exactly. Like, that's it. Period. Point blank. I don't have to speak on every situation I see. I don't have to speak on every situation that happens. But if I speak on a situation, that is my motherfucking opinion. And if you don't fucking like it, kick motherfucking rocks. Why the fuck are you tuned into my shit? Why are you watching somebody's shit you don't fucking like? Like, period. You don't like these motherfuckers, but you combing all through their chat and seeing who all in the chat and are they talking about me? Oh my God, they're talking about me. Oh my God, they're like, for real? Listen, y'all, somebody else's opinion about you should not move you to that level. That's fucking facts. That is motherfucking facts. And somebody's presence around somebody you don't like should not move you to that level. Period. People are entitled to say what they want, especially if they have an educated opinion about it. You do not have the right to be policing what people say, and you cannot group everybody in one group thinking space. Okay? Period. The women have different thoughts around here. My thoughts are mine alone. If you got a problem with me and what the fuck I said, address me. Period. Don't address me with Dr. Nikki. Don't address me with Carrie Ann. Don't address me with let me see your transcript. Don't address me with Shakim Ra. You got a problem with me, say the fuck to me. You can pull up in real life. You can pull up on the phone. You can pull up and do whatever the fuck you want. But at the end of the day, not a near pull up, not a near conversation, not a near anything is going to shut T. Pre's motherfucking mouth. And that's just that. It's going to take killing my ass to shut me the fuck up. And ain't none of you niggas got the balls to do any of that. So, if, again, you got an issue with a particular person and you don't want that person saying nothing back to you, you might want to leave that person alone, okay? Because what I saw yesterday was me go live and make a video. And then I saw you react to my video and call out three other women and another man in the sector over what I said. If you got a problem with me, you can tell me. And if you got a problem with them women, you work that shit out with them women. And everything ain't about you. Everything going on in this world, everything going on in the sector is not about you and does not have to be redirected to you. That's the same bullshit Stargate be doing. Everything that happens in the sector somehow has to be redirected back to her attention. And now here you are out here with this same bullshit. And ain't nobody going with that shit. So again, I'm going to go ahead and end the show. Let me go ahead and finish reading these comments and I'm going to end the show. But like I said, anybody got an issue with me, pull the fuck up. Period. You said there have been a couple of things I said to Ray about. Ray has mentioned it a few times. Okay, so Miss Murph, I can stand corrected on that, right? Because I don't know that. I happen to not have been there when you did that. I happen to not have been there and seen that. But if you're saying that's what you did, okay. So why is it that no one else could have done that either? Why is it that no one else could be moving that way either? That they could be saying something to somebody just because you didn't see it doesn't mean it didn't happen. Just because somebody, did call out somebody's shit doesn't mean because you didn't see it, it didn't happen. That is my point. So what, again, ma'am, is the difference between you and me and anybody else out here? What's the fucking difference? I'll wait. It's messy. Exactly. You said it's not a bad joke. It's disrespect of a child, period. Exactly. They are here to defend because they know he's wrong and needs the help. You said I visit a lot of channels, and I like you, Miss T. Pre. I didn't know asking questions or making a comment would lead to this. Well, now you know. I'm just letting you know I don't play that fake shit, okay? But like you're saying in these comments right here, you actually have said something to Ray. You have said something to him and mentioned it. He mentioned it a few times. I don't watch Ray, so I don't know, right? But I've seen you in other places mentioning this stuff, talking about this, giving this opinion, and you don't know back history. You don't know the story. And I've said that to you before, and I've watched you continuously still do it. I don't have control over that. But I can tell you about yourself, period. And that's the problem. The women in the sector, these niggas don't like when you tell them about themselves. So you said, so that I'm clear. Am I no longer welcome to your channel? You're welcome. If you wasn't, I would have had you blocked. You're welcome here, and I don't mind having a difference of opinion. I don't mind having a dialogue with someone and getting to an understanding. So you're welcome here. I don't got no beef with you. But I'm just saying, like, come in here with a clear mind. Come in here with an open mind. Don't come in here with bias. Because that shit is irritating. It's fucking irritating. It really is. You really don't understand that. You said, Miss Murph, I don't care about the green screen jokes. It's Moresso about your implicit and explicit bias. Exactly. You said, dang, T-Pre going. I'm not trying to. I'm just saying it's just irritating. You said a couple of things is vague and not explicit. You said, Shakem, I will admit bias towards you, probably because you're a roaster, but it doesn't seem that you can take being roasted. Okay. All right. So you can admit being biased. And I think you've been biased to a few people in this sector because you like other people. That's generally the consensus, to be honest. It's not anything new. People come around, they like who they like, and they dislike who they dislike, But don't come here and say one thing and then you over there. That's what happened with Stephanie Gaetano. He want to come over here and say one thing and then go over there, carry in and talk something else and then come back to me and say something different. That's the bullshit I don't fuck with. I can't get with that messy fuck shit. I don't do that. And I'm going to call you the fuck out on it, period. You cannot like me or dislike me. It don't matter. It don't matter. You don't pay none of my bills. So it don't matter, right? But I'm going to call you out on it. You said, Ms. Murph, you're entitled to your opinion. Absolutely. And yes, conversations are very important. So yes, Ms. Murph, you are welcomed here. I don't have a problem with that. I don't even have a problem with somebody having a difference of opinion with me. That's not an issue at all. The issue is the messiness, okay? And the jumping to conclusions and putting opinions together and narratives together without the full story. That is my problem. Like, you put a narrative together about me and breaking the culture, and you did not have the full story. You only had her half of the story. And then when I gave my half of the story, that gave full context to what was happening. I had to read text messages to prove it. But it is what it is. But anyway, I said what I said. Niggas ain't got a motherfucking like it, and that's just it. And Ray Triggs, nobody's calling you a pedophile, sir. If you're like rattled by that word, you might want to get some therapy. That's not my problem. But it was very pedo-like for you to be posting pictures of babies having their diapers changed with their legs open, asking where this child is sleeping, wondering where her bed is. These things are very questionable. And if they weren't and you didn't think they were, you would still have the videos there. You wouldn't have removed them. But you removed them because your conscience spoke to you. That is not my problem, sir. So I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. I truly appreciate y'all for listening to me this morning, but I wanted to give my side of that. And Nikki, I don't know what you're going to get, what your response is going to be, but I'm going to say this. Like, if you give a response and you go back at this woman after that, nobody can really say nothing about that, because I don't know why this keeps going on. Nikki did not have to be mentioned yesterday. That situation that was going on with Ray had nothing to do with Nikki. So while you brought Nikki's name up, this is the reason why Nikki said what she said in response to you. I would suggest you don't put me up in some criminal behavior and what I'm saying about children and all that, because that could be a lawsuit, sweetheart. It's not always about pulling up and doxing you and fighting you and all this other shit. You could be handled legally for saying things about people and you don't know what you're talking about. That is what she was trying to say. So instead of trying to show off for all these niggas out here that want to see the women fighting back and forth, you need to have a conversation with that woman like I've told you and like I told her. Now I'm going to go ahead and end the show. Anybody else got any fucking thing to say to T Pre? You know how to get a fuck in touch with me. Pull the fuck up in real motherfucking life. I'm going to holler at y'all niggas later. Peace, y'all.